times when people are teaching folks how to do the kettlebell swing, they say this is a hip hinge, not a squat, and then they don't explain what the difference is between a hip hinge and a squat. So I'm going to do that for you right now. So let's start with our squat, basic squat. When you're doing a squat, you're standing up with your heels flat, about hip width apart, and your feet are going to stay planted, and your toes are going to be pointed slightly outwards. There's a bunch of different variations on how to do squats, but for your basic squat, your toes are going to be pointed slightly outwards, and then we're going to drop our hips downwards and push our knees over our toes, and it'll look like this. From this angle, like this. See, the knees drive over the toes and our hips drop down, and we're going up and down, right? That is how we do a squat. When it comes to a hip hinge, we are going to push the hips backwards. So similar setup, about hip width apart. Our toes are going to be pointed forward this time, and then we're going to push our hips back, and that is our hip hinge. This is something you'll do when you do swings or snatches or deadlifts. So here we are, feet stay planted, toes pointed forward, and we're going to push the hips back instead of a squat where you push the hips down. And that is our difference between the hip hinge and the squat. I hope that helps, clarifies what the difference is. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.